Hello, this is Zedis. Welcome back to another Mario Maker 2 video, clearing more uncleared 2019 levels. I think I included 5 levels this time, plus one that I couldn't do. I didn't actually put a lot of effort into it because I could tell it was going to be very difficult, and I actually had several very difficult ones this time around. And it was just one that I could maybe do with a lot of practice, but like I said, I had already done several really hard levels, including this one that you're seeing now. Plus it was new tech level. We'll talk about it when we get there. I show it anyway, briefly. This first level, Super Mario Bros. 3 speedrun, is not too bad. I actually kind of like it. A lot of spikes, some kind of difficult to read setups. In fact, I do eventually regretfully boo this one because there's one section that is a little too much, I think, a little confusing, and I couldn't figure it out, and I was getting angry about it. I got a little tilted and booed it. And I regret that. I apologize for that right up front. This level's actually pretty good. The theme of it is a thwomp chases you and eventually will hit an on-off switch. This second section right here, you see that I stole the spring from the first section. Turns out not to be useful, so I jettison it this time around and don't take it along. Yeah, there's no cheese or anything to be had. It's pretty well put together level. This setup was driving me nuts too. You have to follow the coin trails on this one. I don't quite understand why it doesn't work, but if you don't do small jumps on these springs, just no jumps at all, just the whole neutral, it doesn't line up, and then you have to jump after you get past the conveyor, or else it messes up. You see here I accidentally had that thwomp hit it twice, and I missed the jump to the door. It could be a little better indicated, but I mean, he has arrows. He has a lot of indication, really, but it wasn't fast enough for me to realize where I was going. There I die again trying to do that. Yeah, best to get up here right away, or you're kind of screwed, but I do find a way there up. Timer's not super tight on this one. It's more of a difficult thing. You know, it's not something that you're really racing against the clock. He doesn't have it programmed, so it's like really tight. Which is fine. It's just a hard. This third part is where I feel like it's not that it falls apart, but it gets a little hard to read. Especially right here. This was really bothering me, and then this skull platform section was really bothering me coming up. But we're actually just gonna show the whole run now. But yeah, that is where I kind of booed it. Not enough indication to tell me where to jump, or confusing indication. Okay, into the second section. By the way, if you didn't notice, this one did have over 500 attempts before I got here. This is the most difficult, at least according to the number of attempts this video. The final level, not counting the one I skipped, but the final level is maybe even a little more difficult. So yeah, I actually had some really decent levels this time, decent challenges that were not that bad, really. Like I said, I feel sorry for booing this one. It's just a little right here. Yeah, I don't like that you have to wait a second on that first platform, and then there's an arrow to jump, and it's confusing, and I didn't think this part too could use an indicator, because you don't know when you're supposed to have it. It comes at you so quick you don't have time to react. I did die on those beetles a couple of times, that part. Yeah, not a bad level. I think, yeah, it took me probably 130 lives to beat that. It was a difficult level. Yeah, you know, I want to say that this video has probably the best levels I've played in a long time. The second one, is actually a fairly traditional level. This one I don't boo, and I kind of want to like it just because it's fairly competent, which is rare. When I'm playing these uncleared levels, usually people skipped them because they were too hard or too confusing, or no one wanted to put the effort into them. Oh, I will say, I think that the level after this is really awful, but we'll talk about it in a minute. The only thing that I don't like on this is this blind thwomp. That, if that blind thwomp weren't there, it would get a like. Not that it's a big deal, because I know it's there now, but it's not like a long level, so it wasn't like a really big pain in the ass to get back to this point, but still, I mean, that's just kind of rude. If I could have seen that thwomp, I would have, here's me, I really want a shell, because I could do something with it in the future, presumably, or possibly, so I always want it. If this were endless, I might be able to get 1-ups with it. I don't remember if he gives me 1-ups or not. Castle levels, if you do endless, which I don't generally do, but I do watch a lot of other streamers and YouTubers do endless challenges. Yeah, 1-ups are super important for them, and it gets salty if you don't give them. I always try to give 1-ups in my levels, but sometimes I forget. Anyway, the hardest part of this level is right here. You might remember several episodes back I had a boss fight where there was a Bowser Jr. and a Boom Boom. You put those two together in a small area, you've got yourself a challenging boss fight. In fact, I think this one's maybe a little too rough just because you don't have a lot of space to avoid them. And I did die here many times, and there were, I do believe, other axes. So this is, people actually got to this point. If you can beat both of these guys, you're through the level. That's all it is. Yeah, I probably died like 5 or 6 times to those guys. It was not easy to get past them. But yep, you get a couple of keys, and you're at the end. Yeah, decent level, not terrible anyway. Yeah, just take out the blind thwomp and you have it a little better. Might have had a checkpoint right before that boss fight too. That might have helped. But it wasn't that hard to get back there, so it wasn't a big deal. Maybe even expand that subworld a little bit. Okay, on to the third level. This is the only one I would say is bad. This week, he tells you right up front that it's tedious and boring, which my question is why then did you make it? It's not as bad as it could be. I've seen a lot worse. It's a 500, get 500 coins, so clear condition, you know you're not going to get a checkpoint. 500 is a lot. But I will praise the guy and say, hey, at least he didn't hide any. However, I did get to the end of this level twice and was missing 2 coins, and I kept looking at the wizard list program to see what I was missing. I should have said it right up front, but this is actually my final attempt. This is one of those levels like that Goomba in the Dark level a couple of weeks ago where, like, I would make it very far and then die in either a stupid way, or there is one actually challenging part, but it's mostly just long, and you get bored and you know you don't pay attention and you end up dying. Yeah, that's the thing. This is really not that hard, though. Each section is fairly easy, but going through it the next time you want to go faster because you're sick of it, and you end up dying. And like I said, I made it to the very end twice, missing 2 coins, and I still don't know where those coins are. I even like opened the Wizardless program and tried to start counting to see if I was missing something, looking for hidden blocks, of course, and I couldn't find anything. And when I'm sitting there counting every coin, and it's 500, so like I got to about 150, and I'm like, I can't do this. And I was like, okay, I'll give it one more try. Pay really close attention. Most of these coins you see, you can't really miss them. They're right in your way. Like this Blowy Joey section that you can't even die in, which is good, I guess. But it's still annoying. This fire bar section, very easy if you just have a little bit of patience. You don't even need a lot of patience because most of them. I'm surprised you didn't make the fire bars a lot longer, to tell you the truth. Here's one section where I died a lot. And you say, well, he has a reset door, which is nice. I thank him for that. A lot of jerks wouldn't have that reset door. He was probably failing with it a lot. Where I died is I would end up jumping to the side of this snake block, and it actually goes right against the wall, and it was crushing me. But it's not too bad, really. It took a while to figure out, though. This section, not too hard to die if you're not paying attention, but you just want to avoid it. You want to make sure to get these coins that fall out of claws, because when they fall out of claws, they'll actually disappear. There aren't that many. Here is where it gets hard. This is the only really hard part, these boom booms. And I do believe that the coins in this section are the ones I missed the 2 times. Look at that boom boom, almost got me. He really made a jump. We're in a subworld. This section, not too bad if you, if you can hit those blocks. Sometimes the note blocks are very finicky. I made sure to get that fire flower as soon as possible. Now you're gonna see me doing something really stupid, but I do it for a reason. I thought maybe there were coins behind those saws. I thought maybe that's where they were hiding. I don't think that's true. I didn't see me get a coin when I ran through those. Yeah, I think the boom boom section is where I missed it. You go back into the main world and there's just a bunch of coins, a buttload of coins, in like a narrow pathway. Yeah, I've seen worse levels like this, and it's not like kind of a bean burrito. There's actually stuff to do, but generally it's too easy. It's easy to miss a coin, and you get to the end and you're screwed, and you can't really go back. You kind of can if you don't fall down the pit, but I fell down the pit at least the first time. But you don't want to go all the, you want to start over and methodically comb the whole level to see what you missed. I don't know, when I rewatch this, I'm going to make sure I don't get a coin in those saws. That could possibly be it. I think you can put a coin behind saws. But I also think you can see the sparkle. Yeah, I leave them a why though message. It's kind of like, why would you make this? But I've seen worse. I mean, that's a bad level, but it's not the worst level. I do believe this is the one that I ended up quitting on. New Soup Japanese speedrun. It actually looks like a decent challenge, but it's a lot of your standard Japanese New Soup speedrun setups, Z jumping off of piranha plants, which I agree with Panga. That's one of the most annoying setups ever, but it's very common in these levels. Doesn't do the spring drop right. That's another Panga complaint. I'll tell you, the main reason I quit this level is this part right here. It's so annoying. It's so hard to get through that. It won't kill you, but it wastes time. I did check I saw that it was a 120-second speedrun up front. From the title, you can see that there's a 120 in there. And I checked his upload time, and it's not super tight, but it's tight enough. I'm just going to show the two best, or the first run and the best run I had. So you have to get up here and get down there immediately before the P-switch timer runs out. Very difficult to do. Now, this was the best attempt I had. I probably played this one for about 20 minutes before I was like, ah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. But I'll show you when I get to where I finished. I'll show you where like I'm like, I just don't think I can accomplish this, or not in any kind of timely manner. I already spent like hours on the first level and the third level. So I get through here now. Here's throw some pows at and here's some spin jumps over, you know, one tile, spikes, and that's hard. And I'm going to the left, and that's even harder. And you don't have any room to speed up. I was just like, I'm not gonna do this. And there's so much more. That's only like 3 seconds of the level. Shoot, I missed the title of this one when I was talking. Anyway, this one is kind of a really hard platformer, from Sweden, it looks like. I think that's the right flag, right? Yeah, really hard Super Mario World platformer. Not too bad, but I ended up booing this because there's something at the very end that I found kind of unconscionable. I really want that. I really want to power up at this point, so I need to get that question block. Yeah, we'll see it when we get there. I did not like it. I was not happy about it, and I ended up booing it. Maybe not. That's just a 1-up, by the way. Maybe not worthwhile. Here's another 1-up, and I knew I was gonna die here. I knew as soon as I jumped. I'm like, I have terrible timing at that kind of stuff. We're gonna try to go over the top, see what's up there. And it turns out to be nothing. You can't get up there. Anyway, yeah, this level I think I show no, I get a little past there. I have the shell still. I'm like, the shell doesn't really help me. Got a thwomp ride. It's of course it's a parachute. I should have guessed that right away. The setup would be way too hard without a parachute. Yeah, a lot of saws here. I'll thank him for not being way too spiky like so many other hard platform courses. Here we have some icicles and some parachute Goombas, which that can be really annoying. I'm bad at predicting where they're gonna be, where they're gonna fall. I always let the first few of them fall so I don't have to deal with them. Try to take this a little slow. There's no timer here. I disagree with that hit. I don't think he hit me. I think I hit him. Yeah, I'm so nervous about these parachute guys. I'm surprised that didn't kill me. We got a checkpoint. That's nice. Nice of him to have a checkpoint. I honestly, I don't know if I regret booing this one. Like I said, we'll see why I did it. It's not a bad level, but there is, yeah, one part that's like, come on, man, that's so cheap. Some tight Z jump in here. We have an on-off flashing block section. I'm terrible at timing these. And this one's pretty fast, so I really am not good at this. If it was a little slower, I could probably do it pretty easily. But God, I can't get that at all. We'll get back there. And I decide, well, let's see, I take a second to get a shell. I decide that I'm going to see what's up here. Maybe I don't have to do this if I can shell jump. And it turns out that, hey, he gave me a little vine there. I can just go for it. And here's what I boo it for. Oh, coming up after this door. You can't, it's so hard to react to that. There is an arrow there, but it's like, it's just so cheap. I don't like blind fall sections. I don't know. It's very difficult to react that quickly to that arrow. You have to react instantly. You have to hit over right away. I did die there twice. I think it's just cheap. That's just a cheap way to get a death. Trap somebody in your level for a little while. Toad's Frightful Vacation is what it's called. So this is the final level we'll be looking at. Actually, I did have one more that I completely forgot to add to this video. I'll make sure to put it in the next one. I have over 30 minutes with this one anyway, so that's fine. It was a good level, too. I even liked it. But this one, this is, I would probably call it a Kaizo level. There's a couple of Kaizo tricks in it anyway. It's a low grav level, which I love. I love low gravity, especially with New Soup, because you can do so much with it. In fact, you can do way more with it than this guy realized, and that's, I end up cheesing this level a little bit. I did end, this is one I boo, and I very much regret it, because I kind of like it, but I also cheese it a lot. My big gripe with it is that, man, he does not give you any indication of what to do, what he wants you to do. You kind of just have to figure it out, which is kind of fun too, but a little irritating at times. His setups are very awkward, but you know, it's just kind of fun trying to figure it out. Yeah, he didn't realize a couple of main things about it, and we'll see in a second here. I missed that wall. I wasn't quick enough, but that is what you're supposed to do. I really want one of these springs, but I couldn't successfully grab one and get where I needed to go. I probably could have used it to spring drop or something. It might have been difficult though. So we're gonna go down here where he says to go. I'm really confused. He says to ground pound, and then there's a really quick bomb spin area. And I'm right here, I'm like, there's arrows, and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, what the hell does he want me to do? It's really confusing. And I'll tell you right up front, this is I eventually decide that I don't understand what he wants me to do, but I think of a different way I could do it. And honestly, yeah, and here I don't actually hit the on-off switch with this bomb, so I'm trying to figure out if I can go on, if I'm done. I'm looking at it. I'm like, can I respawn that? And, well, I screw up here, but I can do that. So here I have it off. The guy fell on the right side already. So I'm looking around, see what I can do. And oh, I go back to see if I can respawn, and I can. I'm like, well, can I do that with a spin jump? I stay in the air a long time, and I can. And here's where I kind of start to think about it a little, because I missed that jump, and then I save it. This part, I have no idea what he wants me to do. I'm really confused. I never did figure it out, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over here, and I'm just gonna go over his on-off wall. Now, if he had been a little smarter, he would have put another section up front where there are red blocks, so I couldn't get any further if I did this. But I don't think he knows about this tech, because you know, and I don't remember exactly when it was in the game, but yeah, he apparently didn't realize that I could wall climb with the spins. We're coming up to another really confusing stuff. He tells me to ground, but this is where I boo it, because he tells me to ground pound, but he doesn't have any indication to stop, so I just end up like pounding right into the spikes. This section is really difficult to figure out. In fact, I think I'm just gonna cut to the next life where I'm looking what's over here. This actually took me another 30 minutes to beat this first section. This isn't the level. There's a second section after a checkpoint. So yeah, we'll start over at this part. I end up wall climbing up to the very top of here. And then I can twirl all the way to the red wall, land right on top of it. And then I just jump again and keep twirling. Now what I need to do is I need a ground pound here. Stop at a certain point. And then hit the shell and do a one of those suckers. Surf, that's what you call them. This Yoshi part is very difficult. It's very tight. But you want to bounce off the saw. You want to get up here with the Yoshi, because you need him. And then jump off him into the pipe. I got to the first time I got to that, I didn't know there was a pipe there, and I bounced right off of it. And I'm like, come on, man, you didn't have... And this was early on in the game. I think later on people started adding more vines to make it a little easier. But yeah, I'm trying, you know, I could have got over there, and I realized that watching this video. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. But I want to get over those saws. I didn't know if I was supposed to go down. I thought I might have had to do that. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like this level. It's kind of fun to figure out, even if it's not a great level and not a very intuitive level. Want to land on those POWs. You gotta be very careful not to grab the second power. You're gonna die. I actually let go of the run button so I could wall jump off of that POW. Now this section is super confusing because he didn't realize that I could do the wall climbing portion. If I looked, I can get over to the left right here without a problem, but I didn't know where I was supposed to go, so I end up following these guys, and I don't know what's going on here. I'm riding on some munchers, and I found his pixel art. I could actually get back up there right now, but I'm just looking. I don't know why I didn't try, but I figure I need the dry bone shell because he gave it to me. I'm trying to figure out a way to keep it, but you know what? I never needed it. I probably don't even need it in that first section. I could probably ignore those entirely and get through this part. But he wants you to land in those and then jump up. I think he realizes that you could twirl in the air indefinitely, or pretty close to indefinitely. I don't think he realizes you can climb the walls. So I land in this one, I jump out, I land in the second one, and I'm like, screw it, let's just see what's over here. And there's some fire bars, and I'm like, it's hard to get through this section. Honestly, you don't even need to, you can just float downwards. Try it again. I don't know where I'm going at this point. Actually, I thought maybe I was supposed to climb upward. Yeah, he doesn't give you much indication of what to do in this level, which is a problem. The indications that he does give you are kind of confusing a lot of the time. He uses Z to twirl, which is, I don't know if that the little rail section to equal twirl. I don't know if that was something that existed at this time. You still see some people use these. Yeah, you don't even really need to do this. You could probably wall jump off the burners if you needed to. You don't really have to though. I really want to keep this dry bowl. I'm like, I figure at this point, you can't really do it. You probably could figure out a way, but it's too easy to destroy it. Yeah, I get up high enough so I can get on top of it. For some reason, I think I want to go up, but there's nothing up there. And I have a pipe here and a POW, and I'm assuming I have to enter this pipe on the POW. It drops from this claw, and you're like, okay, well, let's put it back in the claw. See if we can land on it and enter that pipe. really hard to do with low gravity, so I instead decide that I'm gonna try a pow drop. And I'm surprised I don't die here, but I don't. I'm quick enough to twirl and land on that platform. And you know what? That's all it is. He does drop you, but it's low gravity, so you have plenty of time to react. Watch this awesome free guy that I get. Completely missed the one up. But you know what? I'm not an endless, and it took me like 80 lives anyway, so I would have lost to endless anyway. Yeah, actually not a bad level. If you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe. I will see you next week. Thank you.